tutorial, I will be talking about wafer paper glue. If you like this type of tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All links will be posted in the comment box below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notifications on when I post in my channel. I'm also letting you know that I am adding the tutorial for the wafer paper leaves in the section of subscriber of my website and also in my YouTube channel. I will be also adding the daisies in wafer paper, so check them out. I love to work with wafer paper, but it can be tricky when it comes to using glue. So there's a few options you can use for this, and water is not really one of them because water will actually melt your wafer paper and make it difficult to use if you're making flowers, for example. When it comes to gluing wafer paper, I love using piping gel. And usually I like it because it's sticky and it doesn't have the water content, so the chances for the wafer paper to melt are less. I have used a little bit of gum glue when I am using my wafer paper, but I make sure that the gum glue is thicker than what I would use it on my regular flowers. The recipe for the gum glue is posted on my channel, or you can check my website. Although I have used it, it's not my preference because it can melt a little bit the wafer paper. And the next option is using wafer paper as a glue. This is a great option. It works, and if you don't have piping gel available at the moment, you can use this option. One thing about wafer paper glue is that all those scraps that you have from all those cuttings, you can use them for the glue. So basically you want to save all the paper that you have, all the extras in a bag, and just make sure to cut them in the smallest pieces. I have tried cutting these pieces with my food processor, but it actually didn't work for me. So I don't know if you guys want to try it, but I tend to use a blender and the blender works really, really well. I don't own a coffee grinder, but I am almost sure it will work. So if you guys have one and want to test it, please let me know so I can share it with people. This is how it looks after you take it out of the blender. It almost looks like glitter, sanding sugar. You can actually save it like this if you want and use it whenever you need it. I make this as I need it, so I don't make a lot of the glue at the same time. All I need is a little bit, so just put some in a jar and add a little bit of water until it gets soft. You can place this in the microwave for 10 seconds and it will melt faster, or you can do it overnight. I don't have a specific amount, I just go by eye and what I like about it. So if you want it thicker, and this is very much by preference. If you want it thicker, just add less water. If you want it thinner, add more. I like it a little bit more on the thicker side. You can save it overnight in the fridge, but honestly, I rather make it fresh. A day in the fridge would not hurt, but longer than that, I really don't do that. Just putting a little bit of it is enough to glue the piece. Remember, it still has water, so if you put too much, it can melt it. If you feel it's melting too much, just add more wafer paper, make it thicker, or put less. As you can see, a very little amount will do the job. If you put too much, it can melt. Remember, it still has water. So the less amount you put, the better, or you can thicken the consistency of your glue. In this paper, I added some gum glue. And at the beginning, it starts looking really okay, but as second passes, you will see it starts melting a little bit. You can see the difference between the gum glue and the wafer paper. Now, I am going to show you the difference between using the wafer paper glue and using some piping gel. With the piping gel, you can add a little bit more. It's a little bit more sticky. If you mix the piping gel beforehand, it's easier to brush. But as you can see, there's no wetness. It sticks completely and it stays pretty much hard. So for certain work, I really love using the piping gel because it won't melt the paper at all. Now that I have brushed 3 different gums on my wafer paper, I'm showing you the difference between all of them. The first one I'm showing is the piping gel. You see it's hard, it doesn't bend as much, and it stays strong. Then you have the wafer paper glue. It's more bendable. It has a little bit of content in water. And then you have gum glue, which makes the paper softer. All of them will work in different situations. Just learn to use them accordingly. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check the videos I am posting in the section for my subscriber or check my website for the member section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Visit me in Facebook, Instagram, and until next time, ta-ta!